Daniel, would you come here a moment? What do you think this is? Looks like a countdown. Of course it is. I know this one. Magnets.
Chevron 7 is locked.
Go to your happy place.
Hey, gotta go to your happy place, everybody. We're going to our happy place. We're doing some Stargate SG-1 special pre-recorded episode, but we got a very fun guest. We got Victor Lambs joining us. Thanks for joining us, Victor. Glad you could
Thanks.
make it.
It's good to be here. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Now, we've showed off your Stargate friends before and your Studio Lambs channel. You want to talk a little bit about that and everything else you're working on, and then we got a couple questions, and then we'll get to some.
Yeah, sure. So, hi, I'm Victor Lambs, longtime Stargate watcher, first time caller here. No, it's lover of TV sci-fi, going all the way back to my childhood, the original Star Trek, The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. Really love the 90s and early 2000s era of TV sci-fi. Got into Stargate, not on the original Showtime run, but when it moved over to Sci-Fi, started watching it then, and then caught up on the DVDs. So currently I'm doing a podcast for the SQPN production network. I should say that my views in no way reflect those of the network or my fellow co-hosts on the Secrets of Stargate podcast. And we've been doing that for a little over 5 years now, just going episode by episode through SG-1, which we just finished, and now Atlantis.
Right.
And then we'll get to Universe, probably Infinity, and at some point when the new show comes out, we'll be covering that as those episodes air. So, but yeah, in other eras of my life, musician. You can find my music online under Victor Lambs, and then the Studio Lambs channel on YouTube, which have never really put a lot of time into, but just if there's a fun video idea I have, including the Stargate Friends, which were generated on Grok using Grok Imagine, just as a fun, what if, there it is. What if Stargate was a, Paw Patrol-esque children's cartoon that had to teach kids important life lessons.
My granddaughter, I showed her this. She's almost 10 months now, and she loved it. She was just
wow.
She loves watching the show with me too, because I was babysitting her for quite a while, and I was always watching Stargate for the podcast, and she'd be watching along with me. She loved the whoosh in the gate, but she was watching this and she just enjoyed it so much.
Oh, that's really good to hear.
So make more.
Yeah.
If you get time.
Yeah, and if Grok becomes a little bit more generous with their video generation, I think the cost of generative AI has kind of skyrocketed, and accordingly,
No
they're
kidding.
becoming a little bit more restrictive. But yeah, I have 4 boys. Some are older, some are younger. But they have also grown up watching Stargate with me, and it's just a really fun show to watch with families. There's always something cool happening, and I think the message of teamwork, problem solving. There's not a lot of interpersonal drama in the team that kind of gets in the way. I really like the the sort of the collaborative problem solving approach that most of the Stargate shows embrace.
Yeah. Well, I was getting a kick out of it. I still need to finish the rest of the episodes on here, but we've had some people saying like, "Hey, that's actually really interesting and neat." And so I think we sent a few new subscribers your way.
Oh well, thanks. Yeah, they get a little dark towards the end. I think one of them deals with the Achen or the Achu as they're called, and kind of a COVID type situation.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
of
I haven't
course,
made it that far.
yeah, but yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely. It's a really cool concept, and I think it's very well done. And there's always room for fan-made Stargate stuff, in my opinion. Like, can't go wrong as far as I'm concerned, unless you're trying to do Stargate Infinity. Oh yes, I just said that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad MGM feels the same way, at least so far. So
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like a running gag on our own show. Like, hey, we got to get Jeff and Skeeter to talk about Infinity. And I warned Skeeter not to watch it. And he watched it, and he regretted it. I have it here, and I really don't want to watch it again. But if enough people throw support that way, we'll do it. We'll add it to the rotation at some point.
We did an episode on Origins as well, and there was some good stuff in there, I will say, that we were able to talk about.
Discrepancies that mess the storyline up.
Yeah,
just a little.
Yeah.
Just a little. But that's really awesome, and we'll also make sure that people are linked to your social medias when we post this in the proper description on Thursday, because anybody who's not catching this while we're recording, you are catching this on a delay, but we'll have all the information in our description down below and in the chat, because we will still be hanging out in the chat. So we're going to get all Inception like on everybody Thursday night. And Skeeter, in the meantime, what you been up to lately?
Been doing a lot of stuff. So I showed last time I got my little alien buddy. That's
Loki.
Loki. Yeah, we're calling him on this show. On the other podcast, we call him El Jefe or Jeff. To make fun of somebody on that podcast. So
another Jeff. His name is Jeff.
Yeah, his name is Jeff. So otherwise, I got stuff going in the printer right now, getting ready for UFO days at the end of July, because a lot of people liked these last year.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
the alien glow in dark ducks.
I remember that.
I printed off some other stuff and it didn't go as well. But the ducks, everybody was begging. I only had a handful of them. So, and they went like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, next year I'll make sure to bring a lot more. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Wonder if we should bring a couple on our cruise. You send me the file, I'll see if I can print a couple as well.
Let's bring that and see if we can sneak on some super glue, and then we'll paste them
on
onto
my
the walls.
God, it'll get kicked off the cruise in record time. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So not too much around here. I got a couple Stargate magazines that are still en route here from eBay. Otherwise, I'd show them off if they got here today. They're not here. I think they get here on Monday. So a little bit of delay. Not much news going on out there in the world. Just everybody's talking about Stargate. Nothing wrong with that. And find some watch parties out there. You got Wormhole Extremists. You got Sci-Fi Chronicles 79 that I'm on Sundays. And, there's plenty of Stargate for everybody. David is, I believe he is across the pond. He is in Europe checking out in France the live Stargate. Right. And, that's a great thing. I'm a little jealous of that one.
Yeah. I've been watching that project for a while. They would do live streams as they were just kind of building it, like 3-hour live streams as they were trying to get like this motor or this light working. A real labor of love that. So yeah, I would love to see that at some point as well.
bring it on the cruise. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't know
That's not
how
happening.
well it travels. Yeah.
Yeah, I would make the trip to go see that personally.
Yes.
So. I thought somebody in America was doing that as well. I want to say it was in like Wyoming.
Yeah.
I think somebody was trying to do that
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah. Yeah. There
think it-
was something, but or it's planned out. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I do recall that there is a somebody built a Stargate in their backyard.
That I remember that one.
Yeah,
Too.
and I don't know if that was in Ohio.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
or
was. I
not.
think that was
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yep.
Yeah.
If I had the ingenuity, I would totally go for that. But I don't
Yeah.
think my wife would totally go. Okay
I
with
thought
that
about
outside.
buying a custom 3D printer where you can actually make however big you want, and start printing out piece by piece of a Stargate just to put out in the yard. So
I'd love to do that around like a double door, like a French
Yeah.
door, like a
Yeah.
gate portal,
Mhm.
and then that's not going to happen probably. But hey, this room is mine. I can do whatever I want in here. So
Yeah.
we'll see what I can do otherwise. I'd even be happy with like half or one up to the wall, like right
Yeah.
here.
just a quarter.
That
of
would
it.
be cool.
Yeah.
Just a
Get
little
some lighting.
Mhm.
Now you're into 3D printing too, Victor. Or what are you working on? You mentioned something that your son is working on, right?
Yeah, so it's I got into the hobby maybe 4 years ago, and then our now 13-year-old son has kind of taken over the printers, and he's always printing something interesting. He's doing a model of the NCC 1701 Enterprise, but he'll print things. He made his school has a craft fair, and he printed like retro analog clocks with analog clock motors and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and those were quite a hit. So he's always, or he's in a rocketry club, so he'll print rocket
Oh,
parts and
that's-
stuff
yeah.
for that as well. And it's
That's awesome.
yeah,
I one of my in-laws, more like uncle in-law, he's really big into 3D printing. He actually uses it for a lot of his science work because he's basically a scientist, and he's used them for like drones, drone engines, for doing like
yeah.
sending a balloon around the world sort of thing. He's like this. I'm thoroughly impressed every time I'm there. When I told him I was finally getting into 3D printing, he's like, "So, what one did you get?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm getting judged right now."
Yep.
And he ended
Yeah.
up saying the A1 was a great starting point. So I'm like,
Mhm.
"All right, cool."
absolutely. Yeah, we have some older Prusas, and then a Centauri Carbon 2 for multicolor at this
Ooh,
point.
nice.
But Creality's coming out with a new multi-tool
Yep.
changer that they just announced, and that looks pretty promising as
Mhm.
well.
Right on. Hey, for the downtime on the Stargate news, good time for everybody to get
Yeah.
into 3D printing. Come on and join us, man. I'm going to be making a Stargate chessboard as my next project once I finish the current Stargate thing I'm working on, which is just another SGC symbol that's behind me that way.
Yeah.
It's next to my Dead Space helmet,
Yeah.
everybody. I'm
That's
making
like,
one for another friend, and then I'm making another copy for something else that we got planned in the future.
I'm still waiting on the dimensions for the torture stick, the real torture stick, so I can print that off and the photos from the props itself, so I can make that. So
I took some pictures of during Enemy Mine
Yep.
for you. I need to go back and do a few more, and I will send those to you separately. Because you asked me for that. I'm like, hey, not a problem.
Yeah, I asked you and somebody else that I know he's a very busy person, so I can wait.
I'd like one of those too. Light
The
it up.
dimensions.
And,
Well, when I get it made up, I'll let you know. So
right on.
Has anyone tried printing any replicator blocks, or is that just not a good idea?
Oh, Skeeter.
Yeah.
Hold on. I mean, that guy.
Oh, there
right
it is. Wow. Yeah.
Or,
Hold on.
It's deactivated, which is good. Yeah.
some
Oh,
others,
nice. The
And your
wall.
fidget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's we got coasters that we made with the Stargate files. Got several of those. Pretty much, almost have everything printed off from SG-1. Except for
Just
a couple
about. You
more.
have a big wish list, though.
Yeah, Jeff seen my wish list. I sent it to him. Like, here, this is what I'm going to print or have printed already. He goes,
And I'm starting to make my own. I'm like, oh man, this is filling up quick.
Yeah, I got Atlantis down here behind the fan there, and
Yeah, the big 3-footer. Oof.
3-footer. And then I did Anubis's ship, and it's bigger than the Atlantis. It's like 3.5 foot round.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
So it's huge. My wife's like, yeah, I could see her trying to take over the other room because that's where it's at, because it's the only place it could fit. There's no room in this little room anymore.
The joys of being confined to a man cave.
Yep, there we go. Turn the gate back on.
Oh, hey, there you go.
It is, yeah.
Well, that's probably a good time to get ready for some
Yeah.
episodes. Let's see here. Let's get this all loaded up. We got Enemy Mine, everybody. When the phrasing on some of these, I'm like, is this right? When Earth's attempts to exploit a newly discovered Naquita mine are thwarted by a tribe of indigenous Unas, SG-1 must turn to an old friend for help. And synopsis notwithstanding, and the title notwithstanding, it's almost very much a literal translation of the episode. It is not based off of the 1980s movie with Dennis Quaid and Lou Gossett Jr.
Mhm.
This is not that. This is something literally about a mine. And we get a great guest star in here. We got Michael Rooker. There's some good parts. There's maybe not so good parts in this, but it is an interesting episode.
Mhm.
Victor, you're our first guest. Got to ask you, what are some of your favorite parts about Enemy Mine?
Yeah, I really do like this episode, written and directed by Peter DeLuise, who is not shy on the commentary tracks about stating what his influences were. He likes to adapt popular movies and turn them into Stargate episodes. And in this case, not Enemy Mine, because I even think that was a working title that just kind of stuck. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Really influenced by the Michael Douglas, I think Val Kilmer movie, The Ghosts in the Darkness, about people building a railroad and then lions go rawr and attack them all and eat them. And another one of his reasons for writing this was he wanted to explore more of Unas culture and the language. And I think I like it for that, definitely. We don't see a lot of the Unas in Stargate, which is, probably a good thing, because then when you do see them, it's more of a treat. They never really fully domesticate the Unas, which is also, I think, a good thing as well. They're always still kind of, very feral or other, and not, just another, human race that happens to be an alien. So I like the premise of this episode. We see a lot of SG-1 going out and making first contact and doing the diplomatic, forays and stuff, but we don't really see what happens once SG-1 leaves, right? And the people who are kind of left behind to just do a job. And in this case, mine Naquita for, I think they don't call them the F-303s, what do they call them? The battle cruiser, battleship in this. So they're going to build more Prometheuses. They need Naquita, and they're running into some problems when one of their lieutenants goes missing, quite violently. So I really like the setup. I like the of course the introduction there we see of Major Lorne, named after Peter DeLuise's brother-in-law.
Yep.
And I like the reveal of Chaka as well, because Daniel quickly realizes he can't negotiate on his own. So it's a nice kind of throwback when you take characters from other episodes and they factor in. And we'll talk about the casting changes here as well. But and I do like as I mentioned before, the problem solving on Stargate. And here it is kind of, the more of the diplomacy and figuring out the language and what's it going to take for the Unas to, not kill the SGC personnel. And I really like the resolution here where, in exchange for using the Naquita to fight the Gould, the Unas will, basically mine it, basically free for nothing, except for maybe some power bars thrown in. So it's just a really satisfying episode from that perspective. And does it bog down too much with the language and stuff? I I don't think so. I enjoy those scenes. The acting, under the prosthetics is very good.
Yes.
By Alex Sahara and Patrick Curry, and it's very enjoyable. I think it's. I don't know if any trees got blown up in this episode. I know Peter DeLuise likes to blow up a tree, at least one tree per episode that he directs. I'm sure it happens in one of the firefights, but
Probably.
yeah, there are action sequences. I think lots of green paintballs were harmed in the making of this episode, but I do enjoy it. It has a very, like I said, satisfying conclusion.
Right on. Skeeter, how about you? What are some of your favorite parts about Enemy Mine?
And just a reminder to everybody, Jeff and I do not plan our photos out.
No, we don't.
And he just skipped through a bunch of his, but you're going to see a lot of the same photos as I have. Because we just both
I love his comment about the coffee. I freaking love it.
So, we got a lot of legendary actors in this episode, actually. Starting off in the back, Major Evan Lorne, played by Kevin Smith, who I always call him Deputy Andy from Eureka, because I loved him in that. He was great.
He's a great actor, man.
He's been in a lot too. He's been in Escape from Mars in '99.
Yep.
But the funny part, the following year, he was in Mission to Mars in 2000.
Correct.
Oh, he got it backwards.
Escape Mars to go back. It should be the other way around. But he was in Titanic.
Yeah.
He was.
The TV miniseries.
Oh, okay.
I do this a lot. So,
yeah.
So When Calls the Heart, the title I hate saying the most. And everybody got your bingo cards ready. Here we go. He's been in Supernatural, Eureka as Deputy Andy, like I said, Damnation, Sanctuary, The 4400, Battlestar Galactica, Jeremiah, The Outer Limits. He was in one episode of First Wave.
Yep.
And Destiny Ridge. He is also in a ton. I mean, a lot of Hallmark movies and shows too.
Yeah, he's got that kind of face. Honestly,
but
I can believe it.
He has that look. Yep. This episode also marks the first appearance of Kevin Smith as Major Evan Lorne.
Yep.
He would go on to appear in 29 episodes of Stargate Atlantis, by the way.
He was perfect for that show.
Great for that. So then we also meet Colonel Edwards, played by the famous Michael Rooker. We all know him from Guardians of the Galaxy 1, 2, and 3. He was in Walking Dead, which I loved him in that.
Yep.
Also, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. He was awesome in that.
That's a good movie, Jim.
Good movie.
But man, that is depressing.
And Slither.
Yep.
Peacemaker. Superman 25 edition, 2025 one. The Righteous Gemstones. Suicide Squad. The Dark Tower. Brothers Keeper. I remember him in the few episodes of Chuck he was in. He was in
He was in Chuck. Okay.
Yeah. He was in Tremors, the series.
Yes, he was.
He was on Gemini. But my favorite role of all time, Mallrats. I love him in Mallrats. Cliffhanger, Days of Thunder. That's the one I remember him being in too.
That's right.
I think that's my first time ever seeing him as an actor. He was also in Tombstone and so many more.
I think that was my introduction to him, was Tombstone.
I think it was Days of Thunder for me. And then I remember him Tombstone too.
I avoided watching Days of Thunder for like the longest time. Then my dad was like, hey, I got this movie from the video store. I'm like, all right, fine, here we go.
I had a certain thing for a certain redhead. That's the only reason I watched it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, let's go on to our other famous people.
Yeah.
We got Lieutenant Maynard, played by Michael Gordon Shore.
Yep.
He's been in The Apprentice, 5 Days at Memorial, Suits, White Chicks, Chateau Laurier, and the 410, Zombie at 17, The Agency, and he's another one of those whole bunch of Hallmark movies and TV shows too. And when I say Hallmark for both of these guys, I mean Hallmark, Hallmark Mystery, Hallmark. Hallmark has so many other channels. I didn't realize that. So
Oh yeah, it's a full industry in and of
yeah,
itself.
so they're in pretty much all of them. He's also been in 2 episodes so far. One not that long ago. He was a weapons officer in season 6, episode 20 in Memento.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And he was the F-302 pilot back in episode 3, season 7, Fragile Balance. He was one of the guys in the room. When
Oh, I didn't.
I
even
was
notice
focusing on the other guys, I totally missed him.
that. Oh
So
crap! Okay,
Yeah.
I totally missed that then.
yeah, I did too, because he didn't have his glasses on.
Oh,
So that's why.
it was Supermaning us, everybody.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's Superman does, literally. And he's got that face. You really would be like, oh, yeah, that is him.
If he grew a
Yeah.
mustache, I'd still be like, who the hell is that?
Yeah. So we also meet Lieutenant Ritter. He played by Kirk Cowett.
Kawet.
Yeah, Cowett. I hate French words. He's been in, all right, this is crazy. X2, X-Men United, Hit and Strum, Asira, Elektra, Snowpiercer, Travelers, The A-Team, The Watchmen, Ball, which is kind of funny, Blood Ties, Black Christmas, Snakes on a Plane, X-Men, Last Stand, Underworld, Evolution, Fantastic Four, the 2005 version, Catwoman, Chronicles of Riddick, Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, Agent Cody Banks, Jeremiah, the whole season, The Void, Andromeda, and 7 Days. And he was
7 Days
also
is dope, dude. Love that show.
on this entire season of SG-1. But we never see him because all those movies and this entire season of SG-1, this is his only appearance because he is a stunt double and stunt director and stunt coordinator. I was like going through it, like, wow, he's been I don't remember him. And then I read, I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah.
But he has acted in a few things besides this episode. He's acted in Prey, American Badger, Promised Land, Travelers, Hit and Strum, which he also wrote and directed, The Process, and of course this episode. So yeah, he is a huge stunt double and stunt director and coordinator. He's done a lot of big movies. So
Hasn't he been on with like David from Dial the Gate? I think he's been on with him.
I
couple of
think
times.
so, if I
Yeah.
remember right.
I feel like I've watched. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I've seen one of those.
I'll have to look
There's
that
so
one
many
up.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, yeah. I'd say it's a pretty good warning system to say stay
Yeah.
away, human.
This was cool.
Or
I actually really
Yeah.
like this.
This one was a little confusing to me because they got his legs spread and there's no chest armor, upper leg protection. It's just the
No. The Unos watched Blair Witch Project,
Yep.
and they
Yeah.
misunderstood how this works.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, and then, oh yeah, there's Lieutenant Ritter. Found him.
Just hanging around.
Just
Yep.
hanging around. Yep, we get a ton of Unis show up afterwards. And,
Getting mowed down.
and seeing Colonel Edwards, he does an amazing job of being that guy. I just want to get the job done, and
Yep.
go home and get some decent coffee.
Yeah.
I had 3 months on this rock, can't get a
Yeah.
decent cup of
Yeah. I like how they don't make him cartoonishly over the top. The
No,
villain, like
right.
kill all Unas. He just has a
Yeah.
job to do, right? And he,
Yep.
yeah.
Just get rid of these and we're gone. Yeah, we see
There we
General
go.
Vadreen back. I love him. He's such a great actor.
Without the mustache throws me. I'm so used to
Yeah.
him with facial hair and like nearly
Yep.
everything that whenever he shaves it off, I'm like, bro, you have a
Yeah.
good look. With
Yeah,
the-
I know.
I'm sorry.
I will get those Unas if it's the last thing I ever do.
Yep.
Blues Brothers, yeah.
Yeah, then we got Chaka back too. That was great callback to bring him in as a translator or to help Daniel translate.
It made sense.
It made
Yeah.
100% sense. So I mean, it was great that Daniel was keeping in touch with him over all this time.
Yeah.
His pronunciation of humans.
Ooh,
So, It shows
Yeah,
they're trying to learn our language. So
it was funny that like the 2 episodes back to back where Deion Johnstone played such memorable,
Yeah.
characters under the makeup, he wasn't available because he was, doing theater in Stratford, so they had to recast him. And even so, the backup, players, Patrick Curry and then Alex Zahara did such an excellent job.
The assignment was understood and they delivered.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was pretty pleased. I'm like, sorry, Dia.
And then, like you're saying, Alex Zahara, we talked about
dope.
him before,
Dope.
but
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. He had one Unis eye and one human eye.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
notice
if
that.
you look, it looks like a scar, like something might.
And he's
have
got
happened.
like a scar, but
Mm.
he only. I wonder if he had a hard time seeing through the contact lens, and that's why the
Maybe.
side he just kept his regular eye. So
The Stargate franchise in general has an issue with uncomfortable contact lenses, I think. Yeah.
No kidding.
He was called Iron Shirt in this episode.
Yep.
We covered Alex back in Metamorphosis. And it's kind of funny because we'll see him again shortly.
Yep.
Can't
Can't get rid of Alex.
No, this I call what sound does a ship make, Daniel?
Yeah.
Like,
It's in space, that can make any sound you want.
Well, it reminds me of One False Step when he does the full arms out
Yeah.
for the species, and it's like, meow. I'm like, you should have said, you know what, I've tried this before. This does not work.
And then the final one, I call this "oh crap" because when Daniel finds out, even though we never get the translation, you understand this is their home planet. When he says how many tribes, that's impossible. This is the Unis home planet. That's why he's like, no, we're dead. We're all dead.
The look on his face is like, oh
crap.
We are so screwed.
Yeah. To me, that Daniel understood this is their home planet. The whole planet is covered with Unis.
And the visual effects compositing on this scene was really well done. Just the fact that you can see the different groups coming in. And usually when you would see this, like in Hercules, the legendary journeys, it would look very bad. Like,
copy paste.
But not in this case. It's actually held up very well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, good job, Rainmaker Digital on this.
Yeah.
So that's what I had for favorite scenes. I mean, that whole ending, beautifully done, too.
Okay.
What about you, Jeff?
So I'm not the biggest fan of Unos episodes, but I gotta admit, this one's actually, of all of them, probably the best one, largely because we get the callback to Chaka, and we get a little more intuitive with like how much he can actually help. We don't get really much word about how well he's doing on his planet, but it seems to be doing okay. The implication is there. So there's a little bit of a callback to how is he doing? He seems to be doing pretty fine. So not too terribly worried, but it is at least a resolution of sorts for the Chaka character, and also setting him up to work with another planet of Unos, where who knows, maybe in like 10, 20 years from then to like now, if there's an Unos reference in the new show, all you got to say is Ambassador Chaka and the Unos are willing to help with an alliance. One sentence, boom, done. And like I said, as much as I don't like the Unos, this is actually a decent episode. Just feels like one of those tried and true sci-fi tropes. Like every show's got to do this, but we didn't learn from the episode Spirits from an earlier season where indigenous people, we want this mineral and the resource from them. If they don't give it to us, we're going to take it away. So it just felt like we were running back a story. But when you were talking about Peter DeLuise and his inspiration, he was probably feeling like, I can give this a different spin. And when we have like Michael Rooker joining the staff, we have something more we can sink our teeth into story-wise. And if, to be fully honest, if we're comparing this to Spirits, this is like 100 miles better than Spirits. Like, we do not need to do the arm bump to vanish people here, or call on Tanane to help. So, but it's very enjoyable. Acting performances are pretty solid. Michael Rooker kind of runs circles around everybody that's not under prosthetics. Alex and Patrick do a great job otherwise. And one other thing I really like about this is the running gag we were talking about in a previous. Oh wait, I gotta go back. Running gag with look who's in the med bay.
Yeah.
Oh
And we
yeah.
don't know how he got there like that. Did he break his neck? He's got broken ribs.
Yeah.
Bro, Siler, what are you doing here, man?
I think he tried to carry a bigger wrench. And he
Yeah.
found his limit. And just
God, I swear, I said this in the last episode. This is the beginning of a gag where he's just randomly in the med bay because Richard Dean Anderson, if he's in the med bay, he's in the background still hurt too. It's like this is how we're writing both of them off this episode. And like
Yeah.
no stunts, because I almost wonder if this was legit, like there was a shoulder injury of sorts. Nothing too terrible, but enough to he couldn't do any more action scenes because he was fairly limited.
yeah.
But his knees seem to be doing all right, but there might have been something with his shoulder, and they're like, well, I guess we gotta shore you up. I know
Yeah.
a little bit more part-time schedule at this point too,
And-
but not as bad as season 8. He was still in this episode enough.
And I don't know if this is right around the time his father died, and there may have been some
Well, I
there may
think
have
it
been some
was,
time
too.
off for that. Yeah.
Like
So
something. Yeah. Okay.
Boy, I'm glad I
Yeah.
didn't take this snapshot because I knew after you announced it last episode, like, yeah, I bet you Jeff's going to pick those up every time now.
This will be
Yeah.
my running gag now because I'm keeping a count.
Well,
If there's
keep a
one
counter.
more, it's going to be
Yeah.
a counter now. Siler gets hurt, counter. We don't know how.
Yeah.
How did he get hurt? That's going to be the question.
Yep.
But no, that's what I got for some good stuff. I mean, really good action. I enjoyed that a lot too. And Daniel being all goofy, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
we're relocating you. We're moving. Oh, throw a stick. Yeah, you guys don't understand me. And even Chaka's looking at him like, you're a moron.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? So
Yeah. And this episode really needs Daniel to work, not just given his past history with the Unas, but also even the tying back to the movie with, offering the candy bar and
Yep.
nobody's bunny way here, but bunny way.
anyway,
But I think they had started thinking about this in season 6, but it really wouldn't have worked as much as I love Jonas Quinn. It really wouldn't have worked with that character as well.
yeah, I completely agree. Like, save this for when Shanks came back. I mean, that's what they ended up doing with another episode. Lifeboat. They saved that one intentionally. That was supposed to be in season 6, and they ended up moving that to season 7
Yeah,
for Michael,
Lifeboat.
just for him to go bonkers.
Yeah.
God, that episode.
I'm a little boy.
Oh my God, yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a conversation.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah, last episode.
That was fun. But any favorite lines or dialogue out of this one, Victor?
Yeah, I mean, Richard Dean Anderson gets some good lines in, go to your happy place, Daniel. And then of course, Michael Rooker at the end, O'Neill was right about you. That whole line, where they kind of, Daniel's proven himself to Colonel Edwards. I do like that as well.
Mhm.
And for it really doesn't seem like it drags the episode down, but the whole language thing is Daniel's piecing together that the Onak, the Gould made them mine Akka and pieces together, why they're so suspicious of anybody who's mining on their planet now and stuff. So I think that all worked really well. But yeah, no, I think it's sharply written again by Peter DeLuise. So it's the writing's very good in this one.
Okay. Skeeter, how about you?
Yeah, we got quite a few lines in here. Starting off with Colonel Edwards right at the beginning. 2.3 parts, Major Lorne. We need enough Nakwada to manufacture 303s. Do you know how big a battle cruiser is? Lorne says, it's pretty big, sir. Colonel Edwards, if we start mining these deposits right now, today, your great-grandchildren are still going to be trying to put out enough ore just to make one.
Yeah.
And I love how he delivered it too. It was smooth. Like, listen here, you idiot. we need more.
Yep, this is not
A lot
enough.
more. I don't want to be here anymore.
It's the DeLuise. Bigger. I said
Bigger, yeah.
bigger.
Daniel, when he gets to the planet, what's this? Artifacts? Lauren's like, yes. Daniel, you found all this and you didn't contact me? Lauren, we were going to. Daniel, they've been moved. Lauren says, well, they were in the way. Daniel,
That was great.
then Jack popping in. Daniel, go to your happy place.
Go to your happy place.
I kind of think that is from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Gotta be.
With a little midgets riding the
it was
tricycles.
released before this came out, so I'm kind of wondering.
Yep.
I had to double check. I'm like, oh, I wonder which came out first. So yeah, it was Happy Gilmore.
And that movie would definitely have appealed to Peter DeLuise's sensibilities.
absolutely.
Just
Totally. Then we got Daniel again saying, holding up the torture stick. Remember these? Jack says, ever so fondly, Daniel, it still has power. But if you notice, when he touches or is about to touch the box, Jack rips his hand up off the box. He was leaning against it, and then he whipped his hand up as soon as he saw Daniel start to put it down on the box. As you see, he's leaning on, but when he started going to touch, he lifted his arm up. Like,
He knew better.
Yeah.
not going to zap me again. Yeah, like Daniel says, Daniel says it still has power. Jack, it just keeps going and going.
Bunny.
Jack says, look, when he's talking to Edwards, look, I know he could be a little, but he's usually right about this stuff.
Yeah.
Then I got Jack saying, ow, God, get away. Sam, how's the arm? Jack, good. How's the science project? I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
I'm wrong. I'm
Yeah,
good.
let's change the topic.
Yeah.
Pam goes, you mean the complete overhaul of the gate diagnostic system? Jack, yeah, I guess that's what I mean. Sam, it's going well, sir. Thanks for asking. Hey, Rick, welcome
What's up,
on.
Rick?
Then got two more. Colonel Edwards, right at the end. How long do we have to kneel? Daniel, as long as it takes.
Yep.
Then Colonel Edwards at the very end. O'Neill was right about you. You're a pain in the ass, but well worth it. The other one I didn't get on there was did they know how to work a jackhammer?
No, but they could be taught.
jackhammer. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I had. Jeff, anything that we missed?
I like one of the lines that Jack shot to Daniel, like, you're gonna have to deal with this on your own. I can't help you on this one. Can you please just not be, and he's like, well, no, what, no, you just don't be basically yourself.
Yeah.
Like, please try and make it work with him. He's a good guy. So it's like Jack vouching for him, like, I know the both of you. I both know your personality. I work closely with both of you. Figure it out. So that was really good. And then just Rooker and Daniel had some great like dialogue and banter between themselves. And it culminated at the end with like when Daniel's telling him, okay, so yeah, we worked out a deal. Oh God, what kind of deal did you work out? Okay, we all got to leave. And then Rooker's got the look on his face like, oh God. And then what? What else is going on here? Yeah, they're going to do all the work and they'll ship us everything. You don't got to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the look on his face is like, are you freaking kidding me? That's all it took to get this sorted out after we've accidentally killed some of them and they've killed some of us. Like, this is what we come down to. They're going to do all the work and just hand it over to us. Hey, got to get that Daedalus class ship going.
Mm-hmm.
But Victor brought up the line that I'm going to play next, and I think this is the exclamation point on this episode.
You are a pain in the ass, but well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
That gave us the chance to come around on Rooker's character just in general. Like, he's one of the good guys. He just well tested by everything he's been through on this mission. And
Yeah, and it really plays into the themes of trust and honor, that kind of run through this too. And thank goodness the Unas are willing to trust the humans and do have that concept of honor, even though they've been and can work through the the unfortunate incident where the poor guy going back for his necklace was shot. But yeah.
Yep. Whole lot of good feelings going on.
There we go.
Gotta slip one of the old clips
Yes.
back in there somehow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on the topic of things that maybe we did not like about this episode, is there anything that didn't jive with you, Victor?
No, it so like I mentioned, we just finished season 10 of SG-1, so we've been watching our way through that era. And so being able to dive back into some season 7 episodes here felt like a real treat, actually. It's a Planet of the Week episode.
Looks like Vancouver.
Yeah. But it tells a really good story. There isn't too much I don't like about it. I thought, the mining camp was very well done, whatever quarry or gravel pit that was filmed in. I kind of had to remember where in the Unas storyline this came in after Beast of Burden. I do like that, when Daniel tells Colonel Edwards that, he had led a rebellion and it's like, well, how many humans did you kill? And it's like, well, that's not really important. We'll move on from that in Chaka's rebellion because we don't really, the implication is that quite a few humans were killed in that rebellion, but
we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah. And then he has his Chaka has his cool duster, which Peter DeLuise did say was homage to the Brotherhood of the Wolf duster that I think Mark Dacascos or one of the characters wore in that. So
Mark Dacascos. That's a good movie. I like that movie.
But yeah, costuming, action, I think it was all very well done. It may be a story we've seen before, but given a uniquely Stargate twist.
Okay. Fair. Skeeter, how about you?
Not a lot. I mean, I understand it's his version of Enemy Mine, which does kind of fit the situation, the storyline, even how the Unas kind of look like the aliens in Enemy Mine. I mean, it's
a little bit
really close
to
the same storyline, but and how the outcome comes, the outcome of it, so is pretty damn close too. So, I mean, I do love this episode. Michael Rooker is like perfect for this, character, and he did an amazing job. So even having him in here, another great character who starts out like, we don't need to worry about that stuff. And all of a sudden he comes around the end like, whoa, okay, I see your point. Yeah, we got to be a little careful here because we're going to die.
Yep.
Compared to Colonel Edwards, is like, nah, just get rid of them. We'll be fine after that. We'll just get rid of them. So they're like animals. So yeah, it was not much I didn't like. There was a couple of little nitpicks, like what happened to Skylar. That's going to drive me crazy every time.
Yeah.
Or Siler.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to bug me every time I see those scenes. But it will not affect my scoring. It's just one of those. I like last podcast we did the bloody nose. How did he get a bloody nose?
Yep.
Did somebody punch him? Did Teal'c open the door really hard in his face? Or...
Could have been.
Why does this always happen to me?
Yeah. So yeah, not much. I love this episode. It's always fun to watch. Just to see the stars, all the famous people that we get in it too. So it's always a treat.
Yeah, this is a weird one for me. Like I said before, like I'm not a big Unas fan in general. Doesn't mean I don't like the stories or anything. It's just they didn't always land with me. This one is probably the best of all of them, to be fair, and except for the very first one where James Earl Jones voiced who we thought was the first and only Unas.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like I'm not the biggest fan of them. However, there is rewatching this, I just kept thinking to myself, well, this actually isn't that bad. It's just it feels familiar, feels like something we've seen before, and some of it didn't really land for me the best. It's not one thing in particular, it's just the overall feel of the episode. Because if you're not a fan of like one of the like, some people are fans of the Tok'ra, some of us are not fans of the Tok'ra like at all, except for Jacob. So it's kind of one of those deals. Like if you're not into it, it's going to affect your enjoyment to some extent. And it's not a knock against the episode. It's just the overall feel like, okay, I'm just going to kind of tune out, sit back, do other stuff, fold laundry, clean dishes, whatever. But it's still worth watching. I'd highly recommend checking it out. So I don't really have like serious problems with this, like at all. Just little nitpicks. You talk about Siler, and then like, it's unfortunate Jack couldn't be around the episode more than he was. I think that might have helped a little bit, but what could he really have done? He would have just been with Teal'c running around trying to wrangle up and do all their military stuff. He still needed Daniel at the end to do his thing. It just made sense. You know what? We're going to let Daniel just take over for this episode. It's good timing. Let Richard go do what he needs to do, whatever was going on at the time. So, hey, that's how it rolls, and that's what we got. And if we're going to start with scores, I'll kick us off on this one. I'm just going to give this 5 out of 7 chevrons. That's about where it falls. Pretty kind of middle of the road for me. But Victor, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say that's a good score. It's something I'd watch again for probably 4th or 5th time at this point. Yeah, 5 out of 7 sounds about right. It's enjoyable. It's classic Stargate. You can't go wrong.
Skeeter, how about you then?
Yeah, I'm giving it a little uptick for how many famous people are in this. I'm going to go 5.5.
There you go.
Because it is, I do enjoy watching this episode every time. Not just because of that, but it's a good storyline, and it's a nice wrap up to the Unas arc.
That's true, because we're done with Unas after this.
Yeah, after this we're done. So I mean, they did a great job of that. So like you said, hopefully we hear about Chaka, the ambassador, between the Unas and the humans, has been doing really great, a lot of great strides. We got a great deal worked out with them. Hopefully we hear about that. Just don't have to bring him back, but just a little nod to Chaka, because he really saved the day for for us and not getting everybody killed.
He's like, I'm saving you humans yet again.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't played the Stargate Time Wasters or Timekeepers game, but was there an Unas character in that? I think the Teal'c Heavy
I didn't make it that far in the
Unas.
game before I tapped out, so I can't.
Yeah, maybe I'll give that a try. I think the Heavy in that was an Unas, but I could be just misremembering. Like I said, I haven't actually played it.
That's been forever.
Oh, yeah, the fire scene at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That cracked me up.
Yeah.
I forgot that was in my slides.
Yeah.
It's amazing, because you look at that and you look at any other movie or TV series with a primitive culture, a lighter is what saves the day. Always.
Always. Yeah.
Oh, you can make fire just like that.
Magic fire, yes.
90% of the time, that's
I create fire.
I can make fire with just flick.
Ooh, fancy. That's even like a callback to the movie, even too.
Yeah.
With Skara and everything. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, I got the lighter. I'm showing all my friends. Oh, burn. Yep.
I
told you. This is mine. I start fire. So that'll wrap it up for Enemy Mine, everybody. I'm going to go to the appropriate tab, and we can skim around over to Space Race. This one might be a little more energetic, so to speak.
Yes.
A little more aloof, but
or as I like to call it, the camp of the space.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So in Space Race, we got Major Carter joins an alien pilot for a space race, but the rest of the team discovers that on this world, there is more at stake than the finish line. And I know this is another formula episode, but this one is just so chaotic and so wild. It's hard to not like this one because of there was so much going on in this episode. To do a proper breakdown would probably take a very long time. You got OCP style parodies and commercials in there, and commentary from the commentary team. Then you have Carter doing her thing. Then you got Teal'c working with the brother of Iman, trying to figure out what the hell's going on behind the scenes. So it's like, oh my God, this is a bit on a wild side. But there's plenty of interesting things to talk about in this episode. Victor, is there anything about this that is what is your favorite parts about Space Race?
Yeah, so I do like the kind of goofy one-off episodes that they do from time to time. I know that in season 7, right, we're supposed to be, if I'm remembering, like tracking down Anubis. There's a lot going on in the galaxy. We see this in season 9 and 10 too, where the Ori is this big threat, especially in season 10. But then we're goofing off with Fred Willard, right? And so I can understand why fans would be split on this one. But I really like the world building here. The fact that there is a planet of both humans who were liberated by the Goa'uld, by the Arrakis or whatever they're called, and now that they're interbreeding, and so you get a wide range of human alien mixes there. A really cool idea. It's run by a corporate conglomerate, which provides a lot of the humor and the whole impetus for the race. So the world building in this is really good. The characters I thought are also really nice as well. We get back to Eamon, of course, Patrick Curry playing him kind of like a David Hyde Pierce, Niles Frazier character is wonderful.
Yep.
Warwick is back from his mission, and I do like how his life is kind of being stranded for 3 years on the planet with his prison transport has kind of wrecked his life. His wife is remarried and now has kids, and this is his one last chance of redemption is to get this shipping contract. And so he reaches out to Sam for the Naquita generator, and of course, I like what they do with Sam's character in this too. How she does become like very competitive and very interested in this race. I thought that was really nice. So, and then the secondary characters are all I do like Jarlath, played by Scott McDonald in this. And then you kind of get the corporate intrigue subplot going on as well. And
You've
of course,
passed over Vietnam 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. I guess there would be a strong undercurrent of like if a human planet, if Earth, for example, was saved by an alien race and then people started interbreeding, you would expect to see some resentment from folks on that, I suppose. And then, of course, funny scenes as well. Hillary Cooper, Robert C. Cooper's wife, playing the receptionist in a very funny scene.
She was
and then, of
great.
course, and then of course our 2 commentators, which were added, I believe, as an afterthought because the episode was running short, and so they wrote all these scenes. For a Damien Kindler episode, this has a very straightforward title, right? It's not like Ethon or any weird Greek word, but I guess they had a blast writing those scenes. And they took it to Robert C. Cooper, and he said, "This is way too goofy for Stargate. Like, tone it down." And they kept bringing it back, going back to Robert C. Cooper, who would tell them, "No,
He was probably like, oh my God, shoot these guys."
Still completely too silly. But they did find the happy medium to the extent where there were other scenes written and maybe even filmed that they had to cut in order to then make room for the best in show, Christopher Guest-esque scenes. But they really make the episode, in my opinion. If you're going to commit to kind of just a fun episode, you might as well go all in on the humor and stuff. So I'm glad that's what they did. Yeah.
So, right on. God, that's what actually won me over on this episode in general was the commentary bits and the guest hosts, and then their little sponsor bits. I'm like, this is perfect. If you're gonna, like you just said, if you're gonna do this, just go for it. Like, have fun with it. You could keep it like the dry wit sarcastic without going completely over the top. And I think they nailed it. So, but Skeeter, what you got for some favorite parts about Space Race?
Space Race, I almost want to call this Wacky Races, to be honest. I mean, it reminds me a lot of that too. Everyone's got their different ships. You got all these different characters and how they are. And it's,
Star Wars Episode 1 pod racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get Warwick back, played by Alex Zahan or Zahara.
Alex is so good. When
he
you
is
see him acting without
great.
makeup, it really will throw you.
It
So
blew
we'll go
us
back and
Yeah.
watch
away.
1969 and be like,
Yeah.
wait, that's that guy?
That's him. Yep. Then we also, I see you got the same photo. We got the hot biker chick Sam.
I saw you
going on
laugh.
here. I know. As soon as he popped it, I'm like, oh my god, same
I'm like,
photo.
I'm going to stop scrolling.
It's literally the same photo. Yeah, she's looking great. She was just on her Indian motorcycle that we saw her and Siler working on,
Mhm.
way back. So that's up and running. Yeah, then we get space TV, like we're saying the commentators.
This is
So
great. This is my
I
favorite
love
part.
this. It was good. Yeah, Rick. Hello, nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we meet Ardal Hadrig, played by Colin Murdoch. He's been in Out of Order, Cold Squad, Rats with the Z, HE Double Hockey Sticks, Millennium, and a couple others. But if you don't recognize his name, like I recognized his name right away, I recognize his name more than his face because he is a huge voice actor. Some of his biggest shows and movies are like the 2022 version of Mr. Magoo, Dinosaur Train, 16 Hudson, Ninjago series, Mega Man Fully Charged. This one I never watched, but I'll take the word for it. My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. We'll have to ask Kevin about that.
Yep, he's
I'm
a
I'm not
brony.
familiar with.
He's a
I'm not
brony.
familiar with that show.
The Max Steel series. There's several different ones of them in movies.
Got me on that.
Lila's Pet Shop. When my daughter used to watch it, I remember hearing it as much. I'm like, wait a minute, I know who that is. So, same with Dinosaur Train. My kids watch that all the time too. Almost every Lego series, shows, and movies he's been a voice actor in too.
He's got a great voice, so
yeah.
I can see it.
He was in Martha Speaks, The League of Super Evil, Rated A for Awesome, Johnny Test, Tom and Jerry Tales, Bratz series, several Transformers, and G.I. Joe's shows. Just to list a fraction of what he covers. Like I said, those are the big ones.
That has to be the best acting gig on the planet, is to be like a Canadian voice actor with all the production that happens up there. You might not even have to leave your house anymore, right? You just
Not ever since 2020. So
hey, as long as you have a sufficient studio set up.
Yep.
Yeah. And his list goes on and on, all the way back to 1988 when he had his first voice acting job on Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack.
You know what? I've actually seen that. I need to. Oh my god!
Remember that, and I want to go watch it again and try to pick out his voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that myself.
So yeah,
of all the mobile, that's the only one I've ever watched. That's not one of the movies.
Yeah, he's a huge voice actor. Then the city, another gorgeous city. But if you kind of look at the outside edge of the city, I start getting Atlantis vibes there.
Well, I think this was early prototype is kind of how I felt checking this out. I'm like,
that's what I thought too.
They're messing with stuff so they can figure out Atlantis a little bit.
Because I could look at my model and I could look at these buildings and I could pick out 4. And you could see them too in this photo. All right, so the towers in the back, the 2 on the right are definitely on Atlantis.
Yeah.
Now, the 1 tower on the right, just below it, to the right a little bit, that's another one. And then on the far left, right, before the TV screen, and 1 behind the TV screen. So there's actually 5. Those are also on there too. Oh, wait a minute. There's a 6, even the little pillar in between those 2. Yep. 6 of them. And now I'm looking even more deeply. Yeah. Even on the far right where that little TV screen is, those 2 towers, they're connected.
Yep.
Those are also part of Atlantis. So yeah, I think this was an early prototype for Atlantis.
And I'm sure we've seen that pyramid structure in the center on an episode before.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, I think that
we really need that James Robbins art book, that people have been asking
Yes.
for with all of his sketches.
Oh,
and
that would be
I would-
so awesome.
Yeah, he could release 6 of them and make $1 million.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
God,
Joseph
no.
Malozzi's been
yeah,
leaking out all the sketches from all. I'm like,
I want to
loving
go back
all
and
of them.
start saving all of those. And
I-
if
yeah,
one's
Same.
really cool, I'm gonna put it on a poster for
Yep.
this room because I
Yeah.
can't take it anymore. It's like I need Stargate stuff.
that man was prolific and a genius. I mean, just coming up with all the ship designs,
Mhm.
prop designs. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think this was early Atlantis prototype idea. Then yeah, we meet Iman, who is played by G. Patrick Curry, who we met not long ago, and you guys remember him as Fifth when we
Yep.
covered him back then. So yeah, he's been on this for quite a bit too.
and Chaka in the
Yep,
previous
Chaka
episode.
and-
I
The
see the
previous episode.
resemblance.
Yeah,
I love that line.
yeah. We do get to see I don't know, it's different actors, but we do get to see people wearing those same suits in
Mhm.
Bounty, the episode in season 10 of SG-1. Yeah,
I
briefly.
just watched that one last night.
Yeah.
Then we meet Golan Jarlath, played by Scott McDonald, who's a great actor also.
He hammed it up in this.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He had too
He's a
much
better
fun.
actor than what he did in this.
Yeah. He had a little too much fun with it, but it was good.
Yeah.
He's been in The Last Champion, Jarhead, 3-Day Weekend, The Call of the Wild, Human Terrain, ER, Threshold, Jag, Star Trek Enterprise, The X-Files, Jack Frost, and Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. He's Jack Frost. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and one of my favorites that I love seeing them in, Fire in the Sky. I love that movie. He also did voice acting for several video games.
There
like
they
Red
are.
Fraction
There you
and
go, Skeeter.
Bullet to the- Yeah.
Are those the riff tracks versions or the actual?
I don't know if those are on here
Yeah.
or not, but these are from MVD Rewind.
Okay,
So,
nice. Yeah,
proud to have these in my collection.
didn't recognize them
Freaking
without
goofy
the
as hell, but fun.
snowman.
Yeah, we learned
Pickup.
the hard way of when the kids were little and we were just ran to the video store. They wanted
Oh,
to
God.
see Jack Frost.
Two
And I
different
just
movies.
Didn't even look. Yeah, there's 2 different movies, but they're both up there.
The
So
Michael Keaton one, and then
Yeah,
yeah, I got back and I started up. I'm like, oh, why are they showing trailers for horror movies? I'm like, wait a minute.
oh, and
Started up.
Optimus
Oh,
in this.
yeah,
Oh,
we
we're
got the
about
wrong
to get
one.
something else
Yeah.
later. Ooh.
Yeah, we got the wrong movie, kids. Sorry. Then yeah, we also meet at the same time Toppin, or Topin. I forget how to pronounce his name
Taupin?
now. Played by Nick Masura. He's been in MVP, Most Valuable Primate, the 4400. Get your bingo cards out again.
I remembered the 4400 with that
Yep.
guy. So
Yeah.
The Da Vinci's Inquest, Jeff's personal favorite there. We gotta watch that and do a review on it. You know,
it's driving me crazy. Like
I know,
everybody's
same.
in it, and I'm like, I've heard of it, but I've
Whether
never seen
1,
it.
2,
Split
or
second of
like
it.
4 episodes. I think he was in this one. Call of the Wild, Air Bud, World Cup. I'll Be Home for Christmas, The X-Files. There's another one for your cards. Hawkeye and Cobra. He will be back in Atlantis as a Jedi villager in
Yep.
Underground Season 1, Episode 8. So it's not the last time we'll see him, but it's the first time we see him. And fun fact for both Alex Sahara and Patrick Curry, they both play 2 main character Unuses in the last episode, and now they're in this episode. Yeah. So, but we see them in a ton of different episodes throughout the whole series. They're one of the 2 main guys that we see a lot of in this show. So, we meet Del Tynan, or Tynan, or no, yeah, Tynan, played by Alan Lysell. He's been in War, Rat Race, The Accused, The Guard, Cold Squad, X-Files, Cobra, Mystery Date, Border Town, Danger Bay, 21 Jump Street, Airwolf, and he was in 4 episodes of MacGyver.
I was gonna say
okay.
he seems
Richard.
familiar. I know
Maybe
he's
he
not
was-
Murdoch, but
But 4 episodes.
Oh.
He
4
looks a
different
lot
characters.
to me like the guy who plays the mayor on Buffy, so I always get them confused when I see them.
Oh.
Although he's a much different actor. He was on an episode
You say that
of
now,
Psych
and
as
I'm like,
well.
oh,
Yeah.
I kind of see that.
Yeah.
Then we get this beautiful planet scene too. I love Stargate's planet scenes. They're always gorgeous. And we get to see all these different spaceships. Like I said, I'm thinking wacky racers right away. So, and then we meet Coil Bourne, played by Peter Kalamis.
Kalamis?
Yeah.
We know that name, and I'll explain here in a minute. We covered him back in Smoke and Mirrors.
Yep.
For season 6, episode 14, when he played Brent Langham. He'll be the lead character, Adam Brody, in Stargate Universe. So pretty much the whole show he's in that. He also, if you look at the bottom of the screen there, those 4 symbols, there's only 4 symbols besides the logo. Those are only 4 symbols, and a few of them are flip-flops.
Yep.
So otherwise, that's it. It doesn't say anything. It's just the
I
symbols.
noticed that. I'm like,
I know they're trying to make it like a ticker explaining stuff, but no. It's just 4 symbols. A few of them flip-flopped, as you can see in the photo here.
it wasn't in the budget to give it any more characters, I bet.
Yeah. or a language for it too.
Yeah.
And then like Victor said, we get the receptionist played by Hillary Cooper.
She was so funny.
She was
her
perfect.
and Jack and Daniel just had me in stitches.
Yeah. Besides being the wife of Robert Cooper, who directed and produced the show series, she was also in Mugen. That's M.U.G.E.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does, but I don't know why. She was also in The Club, Monster by Mistake, and this episode. That's it. That's her whole IMDb. So,
And only the first of Robert C. Cooper's family members to appear on Stargate, as his daughters appear later on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they got 2 children together. So.
Yep.
Then we see
I
Murray.
love these outfits.
Murray's
Yeah.
back.
Murray.
I love how he just pipes in there. And this is my cousin Murray. Like, oh my God. Nice
Did
call.
you notice something with this particular scene and Get Up too? By
Yeah.
the way? Something
The
missing?
outfit.
No, something's missing from the forehead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you would be able to see it underneath
The
the
hat.
thing a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. But the hat covers it up, so we don't see it.
So they probably took it off his forehead
Yeah.
to make the hat look smoother.
Yeah.
Well, it's a tight fitting hat anyway. So
Yeah. I do like this scene where he says you'll need a hat, and then they walk in matching bellhop outfits. It's like, where do they even find one his size, right? But
yeah. And then this. Oh my God. I want the STL for all these ships.
Oh my God.
yeah.
I was
I
just
want to
in
print them.
awe.
But since Dell got fired and arrested, can we get those ships, please? just bring them over. Jeff and I'll take care of them.
There you go.
Because-
You'd almost think
Yeah,
he
I
was
know.
pulling
Yeah.
with his ears tucked in like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but
God, all those ships were so freaking cool.
I wanted
like, were
them
these
all.
prototypes for things and they never got to them, or
That's
they
why I
condensed
wonder.
them down later on?
Yeah, and I don't know, are they kit bashed or
I-
do they just use pipes or
Or-
like pieces? Yeah.
I think kit bashed a little bit.
Yeah.
because if you look at some of them, you can see them in the previous scene when they're in outer space flying in the sky too. So I'm kind of wondering if they made the models, took pictures of them, and
Scanned them.
put them in CGI. So, and then finally, I didn't get a photo, but Sam is disappointed. She lost the race at the end because of all those cheaters. And next year, she's going to kick their butt. They
Yeah.
never get a next year racing. Wacky race
That we
is
know
already
of.
over. Yeah. Or it was just not that important. Or she lost and they didn't want to show it. 'Cause
Or she
this
lost a second time in a
documentary-
row.
yeah, this documentary would have covered it, but they probably got bored. And couldn't do
Probably
it.
can't tell us that they actually won.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what else we got when we won.
Hmm.
All right, but that's why I had scenes. Jeff, anything that you
Oh, just
Also-
in general, I know I've already talked about how much I like the guest and commentary segments, but I actually really like the story along that's going along in this. And I know it plays out a little bit shorter. Victor, you mentioned like the script
Yeah.
and like the shooting, like they had to come up with stuff to pad time. All that considering, this is a very enjoyable episode. It's just fun, especially after a few episodes in a row of, a little bit harder stories, a little bit more dramatic stories. It's nice to get that breath of fresh air before we get into some really kind of like deep lores and some fights and hey, we're gonna lose people later this season sort of thing. Like it's nice to break that up after revisions and like Lifeboat and then Enemy Mine. Now we got this. This is perfect timing, great place to put the episode in the season. And overall, I enjoy the story. Like it's a nice bottle. This is the definition of a great bottle episode. Yes, it's a callback to an episode from season 6, but it only just kind of references that.
Yeah.
We're picking up after the fact. And it would have been nice to get a third episode, but we could say that about some other episodes that we've had 2 of and never came back, or 1 never came back.
Yep.
But fun characters, good side story, and a little bit of the underlings versus the boss kind of story.
Yeah.
Like you kept your thumb down on us. You actually tried to completely wreck our chances at this race. Well, there's a reason why you haven't been promoted for 3 times. It's because you are a moron.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, an actual English word made it on over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? I can let that slide. It could have had a different word for it, but it's a lot of, there's just an energy to this one.
Yeah.
And seeing Sam enjoying herself for a full episode outside of like the normal techie, hey, we got to save the planet this, blow up a star that, oh, hey, we need to reverse time on this. Nice to see her doing something a little more that's in her wheel well, kind of breaks the cookie cutter of Carter a bit, even though it's been teased many a time before. Like this is the stuff she wants to do in her free time. Just finally she got that little nudge. And so her and Daniel's scenes together kind of exemplifying and pull at that a bit, just to remind everybody, you were having fun with this, weren't you? You mean you're really doing this for fun? Well, if by chance I might be enjoying myself, and then Daniel finishes the sentence, you mean having fun? Yeah. So what's a girl to do? And I think that perfectly encompasses the episode. Doesn't mean I don't have some nitpicks about it, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Otherwise, it's a fun freaking episode. Can't go wrong. I think overall, there's a lot to like. And the CGI graphics in this, like you got yours up here, I got one too.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
We always
like the start
line.
line. I'm like, this is so cool. And like, there's so much to like about this, but there's also some fun lines in here. Victor, do you have any fun lines?
Oh, yeah. Of course, eat Grieven Jarlath is something that I'll still say while I'm driving down the interstate. But I do really like the scene where, O'Neill is going to take Teal'c to meet with the head of the company or the premier or whatever his title is. And Teal'c kind of jumps in there and says, no, Major Carter requires my assistance.
Yes.
And she's like, I do. He's like, yes, indeed. And so he gets out of the boring mission and gets to, help with the space race. And then, of course, Carter gives him an Indeed back, which I thought was really nice.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I just, all of the, commercials for the TechCon products, you could just quote those. If there's a YouTube compilation of all of them, they're worth watching because they're just so delightful. But yeah, I mean, the CG looks really good. I forgot to mention the hangar bay where they're fixing up the Cerberus. We've seen that before. I don't know in Stargate, but certainly in MacGyver. Yeah, Power Tech Labs, which is an actual laboratory for a power company, renewable energy and that sort of thing. So all of those devices have some real function or purpose, although I could not tell you what they are.
Got me on that one too.
Yeah, but there is an episode in MacGyver where MacGyver runs around this and things blow up.
Yeah, there's a few other TV shows that do the same
Yeah.
thing. This is very popularly used.
Yeah.
Right on. How about you, Skeeter?
Yeah, we got some good lines in here, a lot of them. Like I said, I did cover all the commentaries too because they're too good to pass up on. Right at the beginning, Warwick says, "I will go myself and pick up one," kind of like what Victor was saying. After I get back from escorting Colonel O'Neill, Dr. Jackson, and Teal'c to the Hybern's Capitol building, Jack, this is where we get the word T back. Jack says, "T, you coming?" Teal'c, Major Carter has requested that I remain so that I may his sister. It's like, oh, I'm not going. And then Jack and Sam say at the same time, "I did, she did." So, indeed. I'm in your debt, Major Carter. We did that too. Eamon says, "Hungry?" Teal'c goes, "That depends." Eamon, "I'm sure we can find something that will suit you." So, yeah, he's learned over the years, just like the previous episode, switching the bowls,
Yep.
Warwick says, "Eat grievin', Jarlath." And Jarlath says, "You piece of," and Sam goes, "Grievin'?" Warwick, "Don't ask." And I looked it up. I tried to find out, if there's anything about it. But the only thing I could find doesn't make sense. It says, on Stargate SG-1, grievin' is an alien delicacy, specifically a culture foodstuff eaten by extraterrestrial species. Which I don't think
fits the context
correct.
here at all.
No.
Yes.
So I'm thinking grievin' is something else, and somebody put that in there, and it's not correct.
Yeah.
So, but that was the only thing I could find about that word. Yeah, Sam asking, "Anyone ever die in this race?" Warwick, "I told you it was dangerous." Sam, "I know." Warwick says, "Are there no events such as this on Earth where humans risk their lives?" Sam's like, "Well, yeah, a few." Like, oh yeah, you got a point.
That was one of my lines.
Yeah.
So
Adderall, here we go. Some of the commercials. If you are a loved one who's close to death,
yep.
don't delay. Contact TechCon Group Funeral Services today and make your loved one's farewell memorable beyond worlds. TechCon Group Group Funeral Services, helping you make peace with death.
Well, my favorite was the time one, like the time
temporal
restaurant.
eatery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your kids can eat whatever they want, whenever they want.
Yep.
Yep.
Warwick says, "It's dangerous." Sam, "More dangerous than flying into a sun?"
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a point. Here's another one. Ardal, "Well, it sounds like maybe they could use a couple bottles of Radon Shield 55, the new from TechCon Cosmetics. Radon Shield 55 protects you and your whole family from intense radiation of the sun. Day in, day out, Radon Shield 55. Keep your fun factor up and your lesions count down. Remember, are available at quality TechCon family outlets everywhere." I need that stuff. I'm allergic to the sun. I need Radon Shield 55 back. Jack
includes some side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of these commercials started to remind me of like the By and Large commercials in Wall-E, although that was a few years after this and stuff. But
Jack saying, "Oh, having fun, are we, Carter?" Sam, "Gotta go. We're pretty far behind at this point." Jack, "All right, be careful."
He had that look on his face like, uh-huh.
I know you're having that's Iman. You covered this kind of too. You're just mad because you've been passed over in advancement 3 times. Stella, you think I'm the only one? There are enough of us to make a difference. Iman, has it occurred to you that maybe the reason you've been passed over so many times is not because you're human, but because you're a moron?
Has it occurred to you that maybe the reason you've been passed over so many times is not because you're a human, but because you're a moron?
There
we go.
And Teal'c's face too says it all. He's like,
That's
"Did
why I
you
kept
just
that
call
in
this
there.
guy a moron?
Yeah.
He's about to kill us." Here's another good one. Adderall, "Well, Cole, or Coil, or no, wait, that's not how they said Coil. Yeah, Coil. Coil, perhaps he's using Ion Pro, a new engine additive from TechCon Propulsion Systems. Cole, yes, perhaps. Adderall. Ion Pro is guaranteed to improve drive performance no matter what class ship you fly. Whether you're competing in the loop of Congarret or just taking the kids to school, use Ion Pro in your pro source or power source. Ion Pro from TechCon Propulsion Systems, your system-wide experts on ion drive technology. I just loved every one of these. I couldn't help it. Jack, when he comes to finally save Teal'c and Evon.
Yep.
How many times have I told you, don't get caught by the bad guys?
That was my other line. So you're covering all of mine.
And then in that scene, Daniel is like, when they're waiting for the president, he's like dipping his foot into like the pond or something in the background. It's like, what are you doing, Daniel? Yeah.
He was bored.
Yeah.
Hey, Gene.
It was up, Gene.
Yeah.
Don't worry. This will be up on Thursday too.
Yep. So, and the final one I got for Ardo, Corso's temporary eatery, where your whole family can eat what they want when they want. Part of TechCon Group family of restaurants. I like how they like slipped that in at the very end.
Yep.
Part of TechCon Group family of restaurants.
It's a very
like,
On it rules. OCP style.
sounds like it would belong in like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I don't know how a temporal eatery works. Like you eat it and then you haven't eaten it, so you can eat it again, or but it is one of those like very Douglas Adams type things to throw in there.
Could have called it Schrodinger's temporary eatery.
Yeah.
Now, we brought up the name Corso before, and I just thought of it.
He was the criminal, right? Who was on the Adam Corso or whatever his name was on the in
I'm just
Forsaken.
checking my note. Oh, yeah, we meet Aiden Corso in Forsaken.
Yeah.
Yep. Played by Martin Cummins, yeah. So that's where the Corso. I knew it was like, man, it wasn't that long ago.
And I also like how they reused the set for the Cerberus.
Yes.
But because it had been crashed on the other planet, it was like 30 degrees at an angle, and so all the camera mounts had to be reworked because now it was flat. But it was also one of the first sets that they built on a gimbal, so that they could actually like not just shake the camera, they could actually shake the set. So the camera operators had to be strapped in so they didn't go flying around whenever they. But we do get some. We do get, speaking of funny lines, we do get a funny scene where, he's like, we're going to turn left and hard left. And of course, then they turn right and Jarlath goes flying across the set. So it was very nice to not just have camera shake in this. The whole set was shaking and turning and banking and stuff. So
good stuff. Yeah, you basically had all my lines, and at least I got to play my clip. That was my coup de grace. So that's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. It's like it's because you're a moron.
Yeah.
And all the ads are freaking fantastic. So okay, is there anything about this one that you didn't like, Victor? Any sort of nitpicks or whatnot?
not specific to this, but the Hebrides or the planet. It would have been so much fun to go back to them. Maybe they need to work on the ion drive more. But the only reference we get is in the Ori era. It's one of those like, oh, this planet's fallen to the Ori. And I hate when Stargate does this, because it's like, you've taken these characters, did they die when the Ori invaded, after Arc of Truth, were they liberated? We don't really know, but it just kind of, I know you want to raise the stakes by having, allies and other, planets that we've met, fall to the Ori. It always seemed really just lazy and cheap to me when they did it. So not specific to this episode. It is fairly paint by numbers, but very enjoyable. This story could have worked in really any science fiction franchise, Star Trek Voyager. But it's it is given a Stargate SG-1 spin, and as I said before, if you're going to commit to a fun episode, really have fun with it, and everybody here is having fun with it, which is a good sign that the audience will too.
Oh yeah.
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 exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that, and on my rewatch of these two seasons, like 9 and 10, and I'm like, wow, you guys like to gloss this over. I know they were really trying to do the rebrand to like a different show, and basically that was for naught. And basically became seasons 9 and 10 instead of seasons 1 and 2 of a new show. But
Yeah.
it's like, come on, don't do that. You can do better than that. But who knows? Maybe Sci-Fi Channel is like, we don't want too many ties, but we still want you to be the same Stargate SG-1 as always. Okay. But what about you, Skeeter? You got anything about this one?
Oh yeah, nothing. I like this. It reminds me of Saturday morning wacky races. Waking up and getting ready to watch that. It's a fun episode, and it's great to see Sam. Like doing something she wants to do. I mean, they always like, oh, you're not really a racer. Oh crap! She's got an Indian. She had a sports car.
She's had what, an Aston Martin? Like,
Yeah.
It's like, come on, she loves speed. So,
although the next time we see her from her house, I think she's in some like plain old like
Volvo,
Chrysler or Chevy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, she drives like hot rods. Come on.
Yeah, but
I do appreciate how she basically strong arms Hammond into going on the or just basically like goes around him while he's sitting right there to say, let's
he's
do
like
it.
looking at her like, you're really doing this to me of all people on this team?
yeah.
But, and I really wish we'd seen more of this Samantha Carter either in SG-1 or Atlantis, because we really don't.
Atlantis.
Yeah, where she has to be the leader and is very, by the book and paint, whatever.
Yeah, because she is very competitive. I mean, we've seen that throughout the whole series. You see how competitive she is, so of course she wants to do this.
Especially with Private Haley.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm right. No, I'm right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's nothing I really don't dislike about this.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. Yeah, I don't got anything major. My little nitpicks would have been nice to have Daniel a little more in the episode, but this really wasn't his episode. And we've gotten this since like season 1. Everybody's got to get their own little episode, give everybody a little bit of a break from the other episodes that they were just doing. Can't keep everybody running hard like all the time. That's what probably led to his burnout a little bit, and also creative frustration. But at the same time, Carter can carry not only an episode, she can carry a damn show. And this was another case in point, like she can do just Andy, everybody else can hit the background, and everybody still has a good fun time. Like it's completely, we've just talked about it, it's completely clear everybody had a fun time with this episode. And not every Andy Makita episode is a comedy.
No,
full of energy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little divergence, and I appreciate that. So it allowed him to have a little bit of relaxation and fun too. So I enjoy this one. Like my nitpicks are just minor. Like I would have liked more of this. I would have liked more of that. Of course, I would have wanted more Daniel. He could have been doing some stuff in the background, or he could have been in the Teal'c spot, going to the corporate headquarters. But he got his moments with Jack, going with the receptionist here and there. It's totally fine. Just a little minor. I would have liked more, just a little more of everybody else. But what do? Give him another C level story point? Like, come on, that's already, you don't need that with this. This isn't Tolana, and we got to solve somebody's like murder mystery. So, I don't got anything good.
Oh, I was going to say there's one other fact I did find out about it. For some reason, I think it said Finland. I should have wrote this down. These 2 episodes were reversed. For some reason, they got played in reverse. So, yeah, they're flip-flopped. And I think it was Finland. I know it was a European country, but something about the way they read the numbers, they read it wrong. So, and these 2 episodes played opposite. So, this episode played first before Enemy Mine did.
Well, you know what? I could say like the villain was just pretty like low key. He wasn't really threatening like at all.
No, there's
fine. We didn't need it.
Yeah, the stakes are a little, oh, they need to get this ion drive, right? And then halfway through the episode, it's like, well, we got the ion drive. You can, but I guess it works better for the story than Sam is, not doing it for the ion drive. She's doing it for herself at that point. So,
Yeah. So, as far as the score goes, Victor, what do you got for this one?
oh, what by score? I thought you meant, Joel Goldsmith's excellent music on this and the previous one, because the music on these two episodes are very good.
That's a
On
good
this,
point.
Yeah, but no, in terms of a score, yeah, I mean, I would also put it, 5 out of 7, maybe even a 5.5 out of 7. It's a lot of fun, and I really love it when shows, stop the serious for an episode and just have fun, but still stay true to the characters and stuff. And I really like it.
Okay, Skeeter.
Yeah, I always enjoy this episode. Is it the best episode? No, not by far. But it is fun. I always think wacky racers every time I see it.
This is one you can sit back and relax to.
Yeah, that too. It's meant to be a fun episode.
Yeah.
I would say a 5, but those commercials, that he was throwing in there, I'm bumping this bad boy up to a 6 out of 7 chevrons because it was so funny.
Yep.
He's giving it a 6 too.
Brought to you by
TechCon.
Right down the,
Yeah,
That's it. I'm going to design a shirt for TechCon.
Oh,
Yeah.
we should do. Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
Then wear that
and then
on
do
a
all the
cruise.
different sponsor logos on the back. That'd be fun.
What'd you give it?
Spoiler alert, I'm going to give it a 6 too. Like, is it like you just gave my points away? Like, is it the best? No, but it's a lot of fun. You can relax to it. You can turn your brain off and be like, you know what? This is a good spot as any just to kind of kick back. Whether you have a soda, you want a beer, you want whatever. You can just sit back, relax, have a pizza with it, energy drink, whatever. This is that perfect kind of episode. You could just, okay, now I can turn my brain off, just have a good old fun time. And based on that alone and the TechCon commercials, like, I'm a big fan of like RoboCop. So when I see these kind of commercial things in there, these are not nearly as like twisted or sadistic or anything like that. This isn't a car alarm company that fries somebody to a skeleton bone. Yeah. This is just fun. And so the commercials and the commentary team, they bump it. I'm giving it a 6 out of 7 too.
Mm-hmm.
twist my arm. I'll give it a 6 too.
All right. Yeah, we got Victor as well. Now, good question. We don't have Dave, Supreme Commander Thor, with us. Do you think he would give this the downgrade? Because I don't remember seeing Walter.
No, there's no Walter. He would give it definitely downgrade. I know a lot of our followers too would be like, no Walter.
Yep. Got to bring it up.
Lose a point. So,
and no Siler, but that's okay.
Yeah.
This is like that bottle episode that's not a bottle episode. That's the best part about this. You do got a reference back. We bring some characters back. And it's still a bottle episode. That's the fun part about it.
Yep. Episodic. So you can separate this from everything else.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Band rating on Gate World is 6.28. So that's there. Darren gives it 2.5 stars out of 4.
So you kind of enjoyed it.
Better than average.
Yeah.
And I was on his show yesterday, and he freely admitted the comedy episodes didn't work best the first time through. As he revisits them, he sees them under a different perspective and scope. And so he appreciates some of them, not all of them, a little bit more than he did initially.
As you're watching them, as they're airing, you're like, let's just get to the big bad. Let's figure out like how they're going to solve this problem. And then all of it, why are we wasting an episode on this or Fred Willard or whatever? But like you said, when you go back, not to harp on that episode, Family Ties, but when you go back and watch them, you're like, yeah, this is like better than 98% of what's on TV now, and I'd like to watch this one again.
The good old days, like all of the science fiction shows did this format as well. So not to have a full serialized show for 22, 26 episodes, that just did not happen.
Yeah.
If it did, I was honestly surprised, but that was very few and far between. I think X-Files was as close as it got. And then even they decided, you know what? We're just going to stick to the alien stuff.
Yeah.
and government conspiracy. So, but that's going to wrap us up tonight. Victor, thank you for joining us. It's good to have you. That was a lot of fun.
Well, thanks, Jeff. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
Nice to have
Yeah.
another music
And,
man on here too.
Oh yeah, it's nice to meet you, Skeeter.
Yeah. And before we head on out, you want to let everybody know where they can find you on your social medias and anything else you would like to share, promote, anything like that?
Not really. I'm on X at Victor Lambs. You'll probably hate half the things I post on there. Most people do. On any music store, you can also look up Victor Lambs and find some of my songs about robots and other very odd things. And then, as I mentioned, we do a podcast, Secrets of Stargate, at sqpn.com or wherever you find your podcasts these days. So
Awesome. And Mr. Skeeter.
Yeah, you can find me on here on Thursday nights with Jeff, covering all your favorite Gate stuff. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads under the Stargate Files, and on X, Skeeter_the Stargate Files.
Awesome. I'm Jeff from Suns and Shadows. Thank you for tuning in to our Stargate Files, and hope you had a good time. Be sure to go check out Victor if you want to check out more of him, and be sure to go check out Stargate Friends on Studio Lambs on YouTube. Got to share that. Got to bring it out because we got a kick out of it, and I'm going to finish watching that later tonight before we do our other show. And just want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out, share and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.
Come try
Kawoosh.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Stop by anytime. In fact, I'll take you fishing. I'd love to do that. There's this lake in northern Minnesota where the bass grow that big. Well,
Don't call us. We'll call you.
we better get out of here. No, really? No, really.
You will go. Right. You will go.
Think you get showtime?